Welcome to Destination Reading. Click a button to begin your journey on the path of reading. This is a fairy tale called The King's New Clothes. In this fairy tale, a king learns a lesson from some very special new clothes.
The King's New Clothes, a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen, retold by Pat Brisson, illustrated by Charlie Cothy. There once was a king who loved beautiful clothes. He had purple knee pants and green coats. He had socks the color of peaches. He had shirts as blue as the sea. One day, two weavers came to the palace. No one had ever seen them before. They told the king, "We can make you special cloth. It will be very beautiful, but only people who are wise can see this cloth." The weavers promised to make the cloth in 3 days. "Do it," said the king. The weavers went to an empty room in the palace. They asked for silk and gold thread. Then the weavers hid those things in their bags. They made no cloth at all, but they pretended to work very hard. The next day, the king wanted to see the cloth, but he was afraid. What if he could not see it? That would mean he was not a wise king. So he sent his helper. The helper couldn't see any cloth, but he did not want the king to think he was a fool, so he pretended to see it. "It is beautiful," he told the king. The next day, the king sent another helper. He couldn't see the cloth, but he pretended to see it too. "It is wonderful," he told the king. "You will love it." On the third day, the king went to the weavers himself. He opened his eyes wide. He looked and looked, but he could not see the special cloth. He watched the weavers pretending to cut and sew. At last they said, "Your clothes are finished. Would you like to try them on?" The king took off his clothes. He felt very foolish and sad. "Am I the only one who can't see these special clothes?" he wondered. "I guess I am not a wise king after all." The weavers brought the pretend clothes to him. They pretended to button his shirt. They pretended to smooth his jacket. "Perfect!" cried one weaver. "Lovely!" lied the other. The king tried hard to smile. He thought to himself, "Maybe I can see my new clothes in the sun." So the king went outside. The weavers followed him. All the people in the kingdom had heard about the king's new clothes. They were very surprised when they saw the king. The king was wearing nothing but underwear. But the people were afraid to make fun of the king, so they pretended to see his beautiful new clothes. The king walked up one street. He walked down another. He walked through the whole town. Nobody said a word. At last, one brave boy said, "The king doesn't have any clothes on." The king looked at the boy. The people looked at the king. "The king doesn't have any clothes on," said one woman. "The king doesn't have any clothes on," said two men. "The king doesn't have any clothes on," shouted all the people. The king looked angry. The people grew very quiet. The king looked at his underwear. Then he started to smile. His smile grew wider and wider. The king began to laugh. Everyone else laughed too. Those tricky weavers had woven quite a story, but they had not woven any cloth at all. The weavers tried to run, but the people caught them. They had to return the silk. They had to return the gold thread. The king sent the weavers away. They never worked in that kingdom again. And from that day on, the king always believed his own eyes. The end.
What lesson do you think the king has learned? The king and the weavers are main characters in the king's new clothes. Can you remember the different things they do in this story? These labels give information about the characters. Your job is to figure out who each sticker describes. Drag all the labels that describe the king to this column. Drag all the labels that describe the weavers to this column. Click OK when you're ready to check your work. Walked through town in his underwear. Promised to make special cloth. Loved beautiful clothes. Pretended to work. Tried to run away. Laughed about being tricked. Oops, not quite, but good try. Tried to run away. Before your work can be checked, please drag every sticker to one of the columns. Let's try again. These labels belong in the King column. These labels belong in the Weavers column. Pretended. Right on. All the characteristics are in the right spot. Click the Go On arrow to go to the next activity. You're good at finding sounds in words. Use your skills to solve this puzzle and uncover the mystery picture. Click each word with the vowel sound A. Wait. Tail. Rain. Sail. Good. Now let's find a different sound. Click each word with the vowel sound E. Mean. Leaf. Weave. Good. Now let's find a different sound. Click each word with the vowel sound O. Coat. Foam. Soap. Road. Great job! You uncovered the mystery picture. Let's try another puzzle. Click each word that ends with the sound E. 3. Tree. B. C. Good! Now let's find a different sound. Click each word that ends with the sound A. Day. Bay. Play. Good! Now let's find a different sound. Click each word with the vowel sound E in the middle. Bean. Heat. Neat. Super! You solved the puzzle. Here's another mystery picture. Click each word that ends with the sound A. Away. Stay. Say. Gray. Good! Now let's find a different sound. Click each word with the vowel sound O in the middle. Boat. Toast. Goat. Good! Now let's find a different sound. Click each word with the vowel sound A in the middle. Whale. Paint. Snail. Way to go! You're a good puzzle solver. Sight words are words you'll need to memorize because you can't really sound them out. Let's learn some sight words. Introducing the word there. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. There. These sentences are all missing the word there. Drag the word there to an open spot in one of the sentences. When will we be there? Great! Let's complete another sentence. Are there 4 people in your family? Your coat is over there. Please welcome the word use. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. Use. Use the word use to complete these sentences. I use watercolors when I paint. Do you use a pen when you write? You may use my crayons. This is the amazing word which. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. Which. Use the word which to complete these sentences. I can't decide which shirt to wear. Do you know which movie is good? I don't know which friend gave me this. Here's the fabulous word she. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. She. Use when she runs, no one can catch her. Was she on your team last year? I think she is the very best sister. And now, taking the spotlight, the word do. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. Do. Use the word do to complete. Where do alligators live? You will do well in school. When do bears hibernate? Please welcome the word there. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. There. Use the word there to complete these sentences. They built a house for their dog. Ahmed and Fatima invited me to their house. The students gave flowers to their teacher. Introducing the word other. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. Other. Use the word other to complete these sentences. She and one other person went skating. This cat likes milk, but the other cat doesn't. Will you wear this shirt or the other one? And now, taking the spotlight, the word only. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. Only. Use the word only to complete these sentences. I only ate one cookie. I can only play for an hour. Is he your only brother? Here's the fabulous word, ocean. Look at the word and say it out loud with me. Ocean. Use the word ocean. I swam in the ocean. Whales live in the ocean. The ocean water was cold. Good job! You learned some new sight words. This sentence is missing a word. Listen. We will take a train to get. Find the sight word that makes sense in the sentence and put it in the open spot. We will take a train to get there. Find the sight word that goes in this sentence. Horses, their tails to swat flies away. Horses use their tails to swat flies away. Find the sight word that goes in this sentence. I don't know. Book I like best. I don't know which book I like best. Find the sight word that goes in this sentence. Ask your sister if would like to go with us. Ask your sister if she would like to go with us. Find the sight word that goes in this sentence. Where you live. Where do you live? Find the sight word that goes in this sentence. Some trees lose their leaves. Find the sight word that goes in this sentence. I like the other one better. Find the sight word that goes in this sentence. I have 2 cats, but 1 dog. I have 2 cats, but only 1 dog. Find the sight word that goes in this sentence. Sharks live in the. Sharks live in the ocean. Great job learning sight words. Click the Go On arrow to go to the next activity. Read this story by yourself. How are the 2 mice different from each other? Do you think it is better to work first or to play first? In the folk tale, The Two Mice, both mice liked to play, but only one liked to work. Here are 3 pictures from different parts of the story. Click the picture that shows the part of the story you liked best. We'll use the picture on a postcard. Now, write a message to someone on the green side of the postcard. Describe the part of the story shown in the picture. This is a Sioux folktale about 2 mice preparing for winter. Folktales are stories that have been told for many years.
The Two Mice, a Sioux folktale retold by Kelly Quiros, illustrated by Wenda Collins. Once there were 2 mice. They were very good friends. They both liked to play, but only the first mouse liked to work. The 2 friends played all summer. Then the leaves began to fall. It was time to get ready for the long, cold winter. "I'm ready to work," said the first mouse. "I'll work later," said the second mouse. "Right now, I want to play." The second mouse kept playing, but the first mouse started working. She made a bag from an old snakeskin. She used the bag to gather beans. She stored the beans in her house. After many days, her house was loaded with beans. She was ready for winter. One afternoon, the second mouse came to visit. Just as she got there, the first winter snowflake fell from the sky. Oh no! Wailed the second mouse. Winter is here, and I never gathered any beans. I've been playing all fall. Oh, what am I going to do? Then she peeked inside her friend's house. You have lots of beans, she cried. May I have some?
If you were the first mouse, would you share your beans with the second mouse?
Yes, said the first mouse. You may have some of my beans, but I don't have enough to feed both of us all winter. You still have time. You must gather some beans for yourself. Then she picked up her snakeskin bag. You can use my bag, said the first mouse, but you will have to work very hard and very fast. Thank you, cried the second mouse. And what will you do while I work? The first mouse smiled. First, I will eat some beans, she said, and then I will play. The end.